NBC moments ago airing parts of this interview with Vladimir Putin, the Russian leader, asked there about President Biden calling him a killer. That was his response. Also in this interview, Putin says that U.S.-Russia relations are at their lowest point in recent years. He says he doesn't know anything about Russia supplying Iran with satellite technology and also doesn't know anything about gangs inside Russia behind cyber hacks of the U.S. That interview is continuing. Just wanted to bring you a clip and bring in the panel about that ahead of this big meeting. Ben Domenech, publisher of The Federalist, Leslie Marshall, Democratic strategist, and Bill Bennett, former education secretary. Bill, it doesn't jump off the page. You'd think that the Russian leader would say some of those things, but your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't say he was sorry about all this and he was at fault. Biden won't lay a glove on him. This is the Floyd Mayweather of international politics. He's very hard to hit, and Biden doesn't have the punch. Remember, it was Bob Gates who said Biden's foreign policy decisions, almost every one of them was wrong. He is continuing that policy, and we'll see. I dread this meeting because he is our president, and I hate to see what's going to happen. He'll deny it unless we get some guys from Delta Force to go into Russia and take out those guys, those hackers, and send a very clear message. We're not going to stand for it. I'm not sure anything will happen. Remember, the Secretary of Commerce, Biden's Secretary of Commerce, said, "Get used to it. This is the world we live in." Really? Is that the response of the greatest nation in the history of the world?
Leslie, as we head into this meeting, and obviously it's the cornerstone of this trip, he's meeting with G7 leaders now about climate change and other things, the pandemic, but it's really the highlight. The tough talk do you think, it hasn't so far, but will it be backed up by U.S. policy?
I'm really not sure, because we've already heard from the president is that he's going to let Putin know what he wants him to know. And clearly Putin has just done that with this clip that you've played from the interview, because like Bill said, thank you for the laugh on this Friday, Bill. Yeah, I'm not going to buy anything that Putin is saying. I think we all know the power that he has over his government and his people. Almost anything going on in Russia, he would know and he would be aware of. You know, President Biden has said, look, we're going to be tough. We're not going to let him and Russia get away with anything. But at the same time, he is saying that, you know, he doesn't want to have a completely fragmented relationship with Russia. In a sense, we kind of need Russia, don't we, on an international level, whether it's with regard to security issues or certainly COVID issues. So it's almost like it's our enemy, but we kind of have to be nice and be diplomatic and, you know, play friends with our enemy. And I do just want to say, Bill, I think that Joe Biden had good Balkans policy, and I think that he and John McCain had a great Kosovo resolution. So I don't think all his foreign policy has been so bad.
Ben,
2 out of 100. 2 out of 100.
I have to invoke my father-in-law and say that you must remember that Russia is a gas station with an army. When it comes to their actual approach to foreign policy, we should not overestimate their power. But the reality is that it was under Joe Biden's leadership, as he was vice president, that Russia rolled into Georgia and Ukraine, and they are still there. So I think that what we can understand in this moment is that Vladimir Putin, having governed Russia for more than 2 decades, having dealt now with 5 U.S. presidents, it really senses weakness on the part of this current administration. I think he will not be intimidated at all by what Joe Biden will bring to the table. And unfortunately, I wish that in this moment we would have a Biden administration that would be capable of defending the kind of human rights interests that we ought to be defending as Americans, particularly Alexei Navalny and his movement, which have been cracked down on within domestic Russian interests. Unfortunately, I do not think that is the case, and that Putin is really looking forward to this as something where he really is not going to come away being intimidated at all. And that's very unfortunate and a real degradation of American strength.
I mean, he wanted it live interaction with President Biden at one point. This will not be in front of the cameras for the entire time. I want to get in winners and losers because I promised I would. Leslie, winner first, loser.
My winner is the Oregon House, who voted 59-1 to oust Republican State Rep. Mike Neerman. He is accused of helping the far-right protesters enter their state capital. And my loser, Kid Rock, for using a homophobic slur and still no apology to those in his fan base that are LGBTQ.
All right, Ben, winner and loser quickly.
Loser is Kamala Harris. She has been an incredible disaster when it came to this border trip. My winner for the week is Byron Donalds, a representative from Florida who really took on the Congressional Black Caucus and exposed them as being an ideological organization, and one that really ought to be judged on that merit.
10 seconds, Bill.
Okay, winner, Loudoun County School Board adversaries, the parents in Loudoun County who took on the school board, and loser, well, I said Kamala Harris, but it's already taken. Could be unanimous, I guess, for her as the loser.
He also said the winner was Joe Manchin, which is...
I did say Joe Manchin.
Yes.
I did.
Okay. Panel, thank you.
I'm sorry, that's my mistake.
That's all right,
Joe
but
Manchin.
he travels through Loudoun County. All right. Thank you, panel. Have a great weekend.